Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord. Now when we left off we were safe in our castle walls, restoring our HP. Now we're not so safe because I was baited. Did you know that they do that? Yeah, the lords actually do a little bit of baiting. They have some tactics, a bait and switch kind of attack. And yeah, basically what happened was I exited my castle. I was teleported, and I'm talking actually teleported. You've seen it happen before in this series, but to a much smaller degree. And I was actually teleported all the way over there to Glintor for some reason when I clicked leave, leave castle, leave settlement, and I ended up all the way over there. So I had to travel across the bridge to try and prevent someone from raiding our village. And then all of a sudden, vassals from the Southern Empire came in from the north, came in from the southwest, and came in from the east. And I'm like, okay, so where am I supposed to go? And I tried to get back to my castle, of course, and I did actually chase off a number of them. But then these guys came along and they were like, okay, well, let's fight. And this is actually Vashorki. You know Vashorki? Yes, he used to be a Sturgian vassal. And I'm not too pleased with him, to be fair, because he was one of the first, well, no, maybe not one of the first, but he was one of the vassals to put the proverbial nail in the coffin. And I personally don't really appreciate that. So if I can, I would like to be able to take him prisoner and maybe, just maybe, execute him. I might. It really depends. It depends what he... what his relation is like, because if his relation is like -50 or more or something like that, I'm probably going to execute him. But if he's at -20 or something, then I might not. So yeah, we'll probably try and do something like that. Anyway, these guys are going to be kind of harsh for us. Maybe maybe not. I might be able to actually do something here. Let's be a bit careful. Yeah, as you can see, they're actually This is not particularly good. This is a very even fight for us as well, by the way, so we might have some issues here. I was trying to do a jump and slash, but that doesn't really work in Bannerlord that much, unfortunately. Let's tell my archers to charge in here as well, just in case they do need to go into melee. I would like them to go into melee sooner rather than later, because they can very quickly get outnumbered and... if they continue to shoot their very, very slow weapons, it's going to take a long time for them to be able to do any damage. And, yeah, it's usually a good idea to tell them to charge, because most of the time they're actually pretty decent in melee combat. Get him. There we go. That was a nice hit. Okay, I think we're going to win, but we are going to take quite a bit of casualties for this. I'm hopeful that the renown reward for this battle is going to be super good, and it seems like most of these people are actually running away, which I got to say is pretty good for us. Oh, these guys might actually be kind of dangerous for me. That guy especially. I knew it. I knew that guy was going to be like, yes, I have a spear. I will use it. And it's actually not even a spear. It's kind of like a javelin that he's using as a melee weapon or something like that. But anyway, just going to tell my people to just all charge if they are not already. I hope that they are. And hopefully most of my units will have been knocked unconscious rather than killed. And, well, if they have, then we're going to have to do some recruiting at our nearby villages and everything. But, yeah, hopefully that's not the case. Seems like we still have a pretty decent amount of cavalry on the battlefield as well, which is fantastic. Because having oh, I took 4 damage and died. Okay, well that was kind of deserved, I suppose, considering I just charged in there kind of randomly. But anyway, so after this, we're gonna take stock. As you can see, we lost Sturgian. We lost 6 Vlandian sharpshooter. Ooh, okay. All right. That's kind of harsh. That's kind of harsh, because the sharpshooters are, in my opinion, actually pretty good. I did see a couple of comments, actually, that have said that Vlandian crossbowmen are not exactly great. But I have so far seen them be quite effective. But maybe it's just different situations or different opponents or something like that that causes them to not be so good. Because personally, I would say that they're definitely going to be not as good against fast-firing opponents. And there's 17 renown for us, which is really quite fantastic too. And who knows, maybe we'll plunder a whole bunch of gold as well. I actually couldn't see how much gold we plundered there, but let's have a look at this guy. He's got minus 40 relation. He's only got one friend. That kind of makes me feel a bit sad for him, to be honest. You know what? I'm going to take him prisoner and I'm just going to execute him. I don't want to do that, but I kind of feel like if he's already got minus 40 with us, then we might as well do that. I'm going to take Vizhoki and I'm going to execute him too, because he's a defector. And, you know, yes, I know, third strike rule and all that stuff, but I'm just going to go with it like that and we'll see how it goes. And, you know, any defectors, I'm going to try and kill them. I'm going to try and execute those guys. And anything else, then they can have a chance. And we'll see if that works quite nicely for us. Wow, they have a huge amount of food. What? What? Why do they have so much food? Look at this. It's like I was killing a caravan or something, but no. I wasn't. That's quite obvious, but wow, that is actually kind of insane. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. Thank you very much. And now we will make our way back to the castle, because as you can see, I have 45, and I am literally moving at a snail's pace. I'm moving at 1.2 right now, 1.3, 2.3. There we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, we definitely need to get these guys, most of the prisoners, into the garrison here. And I will be taking those to Lords. Execute. Execute. There we go. Execute. There we go. Both of them executed. Yes, I know. This guy, I mean, they already hated us. You know, they were literally minus 98 or something like that. So just going to eliminate them, take them out of the game altogether. And if I do get myself captured at some point, then they are very free to execute me as well. Because, let's face it, I did leave Sturgia, so I am technically also a defector in the eyes of other individuals. So it is definitely warranted for someone to do that to me as well. So yeah, I don't mind. That's, you know, it's justice. You know, it's a kind of weird form of justice there. But otherwise, okay. So let's have a look. See if I can maybe take a couple of people. I could Botanian peasants. No, I don't really want to take any Botanian peasants. This might be somewhat problematic. I don't know what I'm going to do about these guys. I guess I'll just take these. Zerka, Militia. Militia? Do they level up? They don't level up. Okay, so no, we're not taking the Militia for the moment. Is there anyone else that actually levels up into something good? Maybe. These guys. Looters, do they level up into something good, by the way? Yes, they actually do. They level up into Imperials. Okay, come on, looters. Come with me. Ah, okay, I can only take a few. Okay. I can still only take a few. Okay, well, that's good enough then, I guess. Okay, so we're just going to wait here for some time. No doubt my village is actually going to get raided now, which I really didn't want to have that happen. I wanted to try and prevent it from being raided because it is keeping a huge amount of people busy. And that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. I really wanted to keep all these guys here instead of somewhere else. Because if they're here, they're not doing anything useful. You know, they're literally just wasting their time. Oh, it seems like they actually were unable to do anything here. This is pretty fantastic. Okay, good. That's what I like to see. Let's get some grapes. Why not? Let's be Caesar in ancient Rome. Why not? Let's you know, eat some grapes. And what else do we have going on here? Oh, okay. Hello. More is attempting to do less. Sorry. That was just too good to pass up. Really, it was. I mean, considering he actually is trying to do more, it suits him, doesn't it? His name completely suits him. Very nicely indeed. All right, so we're going to attack him now. Now, here's the thing. This is generally going to be considered, in my opinion, this is considered late game in Bannerlord, I suppose. Because usually what happens in Warband, and I'm going to continue referencing Warband because literally that's the only reference point that really makes sense at this point because, you know, obviously I've played it for so many years and also because it's the basically the predecessor to this game. So it kind of makes sense to reference it a lot. So anyway, the point is that in Warband, when you get to late game, usually all it is siege this, siege this, siege this, and then fight a field battle. And the field battle is usually one-sided, like no one's business, unless you're actually going up against someone that has a campaign with a huge amount of vassals, and they're going to run around with, I don't know, 400, 500 units. In that case, then obviously it's going to be a bit of an issue, but then they're so slow most of the time that they're not really going to be able to do much to you, so you don't really need to worry yourself about that too much. But in Bannerlord, it's a little bit different, and I like that. I like that quite a bit, because we're in the late game right now, and basically it consists of fighting enemy vassals, which of course, as is the case, the gameplay loop in Warband is relatively similar in that respect, but you've also got to consider that there are a wide variety of different environments. I'm talking about there's a lot of different environments available, and these environments make it extremely enjoyable to play in. And I think that that is a definite strength of the game, the environments, because every single time I go into a battlefield in Bannerlord, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I've not seen this before. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking. And I think that that's really cool. Let's tell everyone to charge in now, by the way. We should probably do that. And yeah, but that's exactly what I'm thinking. And I personally feel like that is a huge strength of the game. Really, really makes a massive difference to be fighting in a different location every single time. Oh, that's one of mine. Every single time fighting in a different location. That really makes all the difference. Is that one of mine? That is one of mine. That's a Crusade Heavy Lancer. That's the thing. I'm always going to get confused if it's not a complete Flandian unit. Then I'm going to be like, oh, wait a minute, what's that? So you may see me attack something randomly every now and again, literally just because I think it's an enemy's, unit, but it turns out not to be. Anyway, more is now at our mercy. But what about less? Same joke. Can't make the same joke twice. Doesn't work. Okay, well, otherwise, this guy's got minus 100. He used to be a part of Sturgia as well, so I will be executing him. He is a defector, so that is what we will be doing. Did I lose a bunch of people? I've got 108, so I have enough for... I have enough for this guy, and these two. Yep, not bad. And I have enough for all the prisoners as well. Very nice indeed. Okay, so I will not be taking any of the horses. I will be taking all of the food. This is actually hilarious. I haven't had to go and buy food in a very long time now, which is actually quite funny because I actually thought I was going to have to do that. But apparently not. Apparently not this time around, so that's pretty good. Okay, so let's level up these guys. These guys to sharpshooters. How many sharpshooters do I actually have? I've got 8. That's not too bad, considering. I guess I could have more. Let's get a berserker, and this guy's going to get executed right away. There we go. Alright, so in the previous episode, I did a little bit of scouting, and from my reckoning, this castle right here, Cranirog Castle, is actually looking pretty tempting to me right now. So I'm thinking that we're probably going to head in there, and I am going to gain a bonus to militia at this point, because I would actually like to recruit some more militia. And everything else is absolutely fine. Okay, that's great. So, otherwise, yes, as I said, Cranirog Castle is going to be the thing that we will try to attack. And I will go into my... I'm just going to save first, actually, because I'm a bit worried about the kingdom screen crashing me. And I don't really want to do anything about this decision, because, well, that's probably going to crash me as well. So, let's have a look at the armies here. So, we already have a number of people already doing things, and we also need to do something. So let's lead a troop of these guys, and this is actually going to create a unit strength of 531. I actually don't know what the strength of the other things are. They seem to have 100 and... yeah, I mean, we have 331. I'm not entirely sure how the strength is calculated, but whatever the case, hopefully these guys are going to appear soon. I'm basically just going to wait in the garrison here. I personally don't want to go anywhere else because what I would like to do is try and prevent myself from being ambushed by a really, really large party or something. Oh. That's kind of hilarious. I was literally not even not even talking about a large party for more than a second before those guys appeared. Like, what? Okay. But yeah, it would be probably pretty good not to get ambushed by something like that. Even though I would be able to quite easily avoid them, it would be a good idea not to have any problems with it. Okay, so we are pretty much full HP. I think I'm going to head over here, see what Urios is doing, because he probably wants to raid my village. I think he has already raided it. Or almost. He actually almost did it. Aha. He's at 4.7. How fast am I going? I'm going at 5.8. So I should be able to catch... Oh, there we go. He's actually fighting some forest bandits, which I will just wait for him to be done. And, aha, there's one of my friends. Yes, one of my friends is actually coming. And there's Tulag, who is coming to assist Urios, which I will not allow him to do. So we are just going to attack straight away. And there's another vassal on the horizon as well. So that's great. That means that we will no doubt have quite a bit of support in this area. And I'm very, very happy about that. So if we can take out Urios, I'm actually going to execute him as well, if at all possible. I know about the 3 strikes rule and everything, and I kind of wanted to stick to that. But I kind of feel like maybe I should just start doing that, because if we don't, the Southern Empire's combat strength is going to be so incredibly high that I don't know whether we'll even be able to defeat them in the end. So what is the best way of eliminating their combat strength? Taking out their vassals. That's basically the only way that I can think of to do that. So I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we're just going to tell these guys to tell these guys to charge, if I can speak, and also tell these guys to charge. They're going to go into a small circle, but that really isn't going to do much because they do not have spears. And as you can see, they have literally just taken massive amounts of damage, and they are now running away, which is to be expected. And there we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now, I am going to try and be a little bit of an anti-cavalry unit here because I do have the extra damage to horses and all that stuff. And being able to take them out really, really easily, that definitely has a lot of value in my opinion, especially against other cavalry. Because the thing is that if you are an infantry or whatever, then yeah, taking that ability is also pretty good. But you probably want to go for the movement speed in that case, because you're going to need all the kinds of movement speed that you want. But when you're on a horse, being able to take other cavalry off their horse, that really makes a huge difference. But there you go, there's 3 renown. Wasn't really doing it for any particular reason other than defeating them, of course. And this guy is now my prisoner. I'm going to take a look at him and see exactly what he's all about. Because you never know, he might have connections. He might have connections to some other people that we really don't want to annoy. So if that is indeed the case, then we might not want to. So we'll see. Let's go into our party and see that right now. All right, so Urios. He is... he's actually part of a minor faction. He is a member of the Legion of the Betrayed, a mercenary company. And that's it. That's it. Oh, and these... okay, so and these are the other fellows. So this is actually the leader of the minor faction. And these are the other guys. All right. Execution it is. There we go. All right, so he's done. And now these guys are coming to support me a little bit. And there's Tulag, who we will be able to do battle with. He definitely does not want to fight. Let's just say that. He really does not want to fight us, surely. Doesn't seem like it, but he is running away and successfully escaping. Amazingly enough. Yeah, it seems like he escaped pretty easily there. I don't really want to fight right next to their town because it is going to result in this kind of thing happening where one of our guys gets ambushed randomly, and then all of a sudden we've got a really, really bad situation on our hands. But look at this. It's Yorig. It's Yorig. It's nice to see him. Unfortunately, we will probably have to... Oh, wow, he's friends with Ragnvad, actually. But as you can see, that he's part of the clan that absolutely hates us. So I'm wondering whether we should literally just... I mean, look at that. He has the reputation of being brave, but easily enraged. And they are backing Regea in the Civil War. So I'm thinking that if we do get an opportunity to take him prisoner, then I think I probably will do it, even though he did say peace to us. And that's very nice of him and everything, but in the grand scheme of things, we kind of need to win this war. And I don't know whether sentiments like peace to you, for example, will make a difference in that case, because even though I would like to be peaceful with these people, they obviously don't want that, and it's you know, a bit of a sticky situation. But I guess we'll see what happens after we take him prisoner potentially. That was a little bit of damage, not as much as I wanted, of course, but technically, I mean, let's face it, if you were to get slashed across your abdomen with a massive polearm like this, you're probably done for anyway. But I'm not an expert on medieval weapons or ancient era weapons or wherever we are at this point in time. So, you know, I'm sure some of you definitely know what you're talking about in that regard. So, you know, you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But personally, I feel like if you're injured at any point, then infection is like a huge problem. But yeah, anyway. We'll see if we can do something here. I'm gonna... Where are my cavalry? Did I forget about them? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Alright, well, let's just tell my cavalry, tell my infantry to charge in, and I will see what I can do about maybe distracting the enemy's archers a little. And it seems to be working quite nicely. We are losing quite a few units, but that is to be expected, of course. There's always those particular moments where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit that guy, and then I miss. Yeah, it's classic. But it's very, very fun to, as I say, fight on horseback. I find it a very fun experience now that I've finally found something that actually works for me. I wonder what my polearms skill actually is now, because I haven't seen it pop up in quite some time, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it. I'm wondering whether I just need to increase my learning rate or something, because as you can see, I literally have not gained 1 point during this entire battle, have I? I don't think so somehow. So not entirely sure what's going on with that, but there we go, there we go. I think I did gain skill points, but maybe I just didn't see it. That might very well be the case, but there you go. We actually did end up losing quite a few. Actually, we only lost 6, but Ellil actually lost 16, which is not exactly great. And we will be able to take Yorig prisoner. It seems like you are able to take enemy lords prisoner quite often, which I gotta say I quite like, because that makes it a lot easier for you to make decisions based on whether you can take them prisoner or not. And I think that's a very, very cool way to do it. Because in Warband, once again, there is a percentage chance for, you know, lords to escape. And most of the time, that just doesn't make sense. And I think that the developers have seen that, and they've basically been like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it? Because if there's a lord on the field of battle, and you have just defeated his forces, he's unlikely to escape unless he has run away almost immediately. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about there. So yeah, it seems like we're having some issues with our with our lords that we asked to come and join us. As you can see, Morkan is having a problem. Ospir is not even getting here, and Allery is the only one that is actually in my army as we speak. So pretty bad situation to be in. Very bad in actual fact. Okay, so let's execute him. There we go. He's gone. All right, so let's just get this. I'm just gonna. No. We'll just take these guys. There we are. And then we'll just put all of them into the garrison there. Alright, so let's wait here for some time. Are they actually... They're not besieging us, but they are waiting. That means that there's a big party on the way. Alright. So what do I do in this situation? I probably want to level up my forces first. Check how much food I have. I've got a pretty decent amount of food already, which is good. And we'll get a berserker. I think a berserker could be quite good in a siege. And we have level 3 walls. I would like to be able to see someone try to take my castle right now. I personally don't think they will be able to, but you never know. There's always going to be someone that will try their hand at it. But yes. That's one thing that I want to mention. There is a mod out there that removes the duration on your conspiracy quest, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but we've had a number of times where the conspiracy has come up and it's basically been like, try to stop the conspiracy, and obviously there's no way that you know how to do it, or there's probably no implementation on how to complete the quest. There's just nothing there because the quest hasn't been finished by the developers yet. And there is a mod out there that will remove the duration on the conspiracy quest, so you will never fail it and the conspiracy strength will not increase. However, there is a risk by using this that the conspiracy quest will never ever complete, even if you uninstall it and even if the developers update it and allow you to continue with the quest. So there is a risk that that can happen, and that's the reason why I was a bit dubious about installing it myself, even though it would probably solve my issue quite handily. It's something that I would prefer not to mess with, so to speak. So thank you for letting me know about it, by the way, because I only knew about it thanks to those of you in the comments. But anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.